I'm gonna need you guys to hold on for a minute. I don't drive some equipment. Give me a second. Shit. God damn it. Fucking light came down and everything. All right. You know when you're doing this shit from an amateur level, sometimes the equipment don't want to cooperate, and that's what you're dealing with right now. But my backdrop, my light fell down. That's what you're hearing me screwing around with right now. And okay, got that going. Got that going. Let me bring my ass in here now. All right. What does that say? Why the Kamala photo sticky with white substance? It shouldn't be. You know, that's funny, but you know, I had to purchase non-gloss photos because the photos would look shitty. I got the high gloss stuff. The lights, all of the backdrop lighting and stuff is real bad on that. Like for instance, I went out and certainly wanted to acknowledge Trump every single month. So this is a 16-month calendar of Trump, but once again, the lighting, you can't put all this shit up because you got to get special photos because otherwise the lighting will reflect everything. Anyhow, all right, let's go ahead and begin with the program in 3, 2, 1. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim, the hand. Trump since he's been in office. Real quick on YouTube horizontal, let me know if you guys, somebody on YouTube horizontal was saying no sound. Let me know if there's any sound on there. But over 200 executive orders since Trump has been in office. So in only 2 weeks' time, that's a significant amount of movement. Now, a lot of folks are favorable to that. You want a president that's effective, that's getting shit done. Now, we can talk about whether you feel that the shit he's doing is what you wanted him to do. Left, right, different opinion there. We'll talk about that. But we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to hear your take in this second week of review. He's now been president for 2 weeks. Feels like about 6 months, right? About 6 months. So we're going to talk about, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but DEI continues to rear its ugly head. I want to know from you folks your opinion of what the hell that means. Now, I've said before, I'm starting to think that it has racial overtones, but I want to hear from you folks. What does DEI mean to you? How does somebody become a DEI hire? And why is it being thrown around so much as of late? I don't remember hearing about DEI. Certainly not much during the Obama administration or George W. Bush. I didn't really hear about it anywhere near as much during the Biden administration. We're hearing about it almost every day now. So I want to hear from you folks. What does DEI mean to you? We'll certainly tackle that. So that is what we're going to be discussing today. Obviously, you know how the show goes. We can always get wild and crazy here because this is a free speech program, and we entertain we entertain whatever's on your mind. We certainly entertain that. So if it goes off the rails a little bit, we're all doing it in the name of being entertaining. You know how the program runs. We don't block, ban, or censor any damn body for their commentary. You can be critical of anyone in the comment section, including yours truly. We are indeed MAGA friendly. Been that way since day one. Always will be MAGA friendly till the very end. So understand that your politics don't mean a thing when it comes to the conversation. You can feel free to state your point here without anyone trying to limit your time or censor you for your opinion. So, getting into the program, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What have you seen just so far based on what you've seen from Trump? I'll start taking callers. I'm gonna start it out right off the bat. Remember the old high school, grammar school grading system: A, B, C, D, and an F. What grade would you give him so far? Now I get it's only been 10 days. You can't pull a rabbit out of a damn hat in 10 days. But if you had to give him a letter grade, you got 10 days or so under his belt. What letter grade would you give him so far? Wow. TikTok is not very friendly. I don't. Somebody gave him the letter Z as in Z. I don't know what that hell that means, but a lot of poor grades on TikTok. Wow, wow. I do see a few A pluses in there. Now, keep in mind, in F means you can't do no worse. In A plus means you can't do no better. Is there anybody among the crowd that think what Trump has did is so bad he can't do possibly worse than what he's done now? Or what he's done is so great he can't possibly do anything better? I don't quite understand the A pluses and the Fs. I'm just going to say that. I don't quite understand that. 4 days and he can't do any better or he can't do any worse. That seems to be moving kind of quick to me. Gangsta, Grandma. That's a hell of a name. Good.
Remember me, huh?
I remember. Good evening.
I haven't been on in like over a year. I had to take me a break. But oh no! See, do you see how special Mega is? They voted his dumb, special butt back up in here, and they don't think that he's gonna do dropping egg prices and grocery prices. And what has he done? Nothing. He want to win a tariff war.
But what about the argument that he can't do every damn thing in only 10 days?
He ain't gonna do nothing for us. That's why do people can't comprehend? The education system here sucks because 48% of this country is like grade A special ed. Because I don't comprehend this shit. He doesn't do nothing. He only wants it for his billionaires. Elon Musk is his bitch.
Well, don't say that. Well, what about the notion that folks voted Trump back in because they thought Biden sucked?
Biden did suck. Biden did the damn thing. Biden gave everything that people wanted. He did the student loans. He did a lot of his stuff. He kept his word. What has Donald Trump done? The first day, he's going to drop the egg prices. Did he sign an executive order? Hell no. You know what he's doing? He's getting black and brown people out of here. He's doing everything like that. He's kicking the illegals out without due process.
Well, there's a question that folks are passing back and forth, which is, if you are not here legally, do you even have a constitutional right to due process?
They're in the Constitution. If people could read, they have legal rights here. If they're in the Constitution, they have due rights.
Yeah, but Trump.
Why do you think Obama didn't get no shots back? Why do you think that he didn't? Because he gave them due rights. He gave them the opportunity to go in front of a judge stuff, and then they kicked him out.
I don't know.
They're not doing it here.
I think Trump disagrees with you in regards to what rights.
I don't care what the Triple K thinks about it.
What did you call him?
The Triple K.
You think Trump is part of the Triple K?
Hello?
Based on what?
You know what the new N-word is? DEI. That's the new N-word, DEI.
So when you hear somebody is a DEI hire, what's coming to your mind?
What's going on? I'm not using it as an N-word. They are.
Right. Okay, so if you hear Trump say somebody was a DEI, you think that's synonymous with calling somebody the N-word?
Yes, because that's why he blamed black people for taking down that plane. He said, well, that's common sense. And it was a YT man. And it was his stupid behind that did it.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a tough question based on what you've said so far. This is going to be a tough. This may be a tough.
It's not. But answer me.
Okay,
talk to me.
This may be a tough question for you based on your answers up to this point. But give me something good that Trump has done since he's been in office.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell you that one thing he has not did. What has he done? What has he done? Pray to God he choked on a Big Mac.
You want
You
the
know?
Wait a minute. You don't want the. You don't. You're not calling for the demise of the president, are you?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I just hope a Big Mac takes him out.
That's calling for his demise.
No, it's not. It's just praying that the Big Mac will take him out.
Do you?
Hallelujah.
Okay, so if for some reason a Big Mac takes President Trump out after he choked on it, I mean, what would America be like if this guy was lost?
We'll be happy. We'll get our tequila.
Are you telling me?
Yeah.
You said you would drink tequila? Really?
Tequila, hallelujah. The devil's gone. The Antichrist.
So I'm just gonna make sure. Let me know if I'm getting this wrong. I don't want to step on any toes here, but it sounds to me, based on what you're saying, that if for some reason if Trump's life was lost, you would celebrate. You mentioned tequila.
Hallelujah. I'll be rolling up, getting my greens. Hell yeah. Hallelujah. The Triple K is gone.
You don't respect the office. He's a.
I do not respect him. I hate that man because everything he has criticized everybody. He has taken down Obama, saying he is a black man. Then he went after Miss Harris, that she needed to be up in there.
Well, I mean, obviously he's criticized a hell of a lot of his predecessors, but you really think America would be better off if his life was lost?
Hallelujah. Big Mac time.
What about him securing the border? Is that not a good thing?
He's not securing the border. Let me comprehend. See, the border has never been open. See, this is what the maggots want you to believe. Shit, there's never been open.
Well,
Never been.
so
No,
wait a
you
minute.
can't just walk your fat ass across. No, they stop you.
So,
It's not open.
so you think the border was being properly secured under Biden?
Yes, it just has something. Shit happens. You know what I mean? It does. And you know what? These are not all these criminals. You know what I mean? They're not all criminals. There is some criminals. I mean, there's criminals in every damn, population.
Right.
But he needs to worry about his own damn people. Like the children that's pew-pewing up in damn schools and quit going after us black and brown people that we ain't doing it. And they're going after illegals because, you know why they're going after illegals? Because they are weak. They can't fight back. But you know, after them, they're going to come after us.
But I'm being told that Trump had a mandate, and this is what the people wanted, though.
The white tea people and the ignorant ass black and brown people that think they're going to get a PP loan.
Now, let me ask you. Now, are you Hispanic? Are you black? Are you white?
I'm Afro-Latina.
Okay, so you're Latina. How do you respond to the fact that Trump actually won the male Latino vote?
They're ignorant. They want to be close to white they want to be close. They wanted to be close to white. I'm not. I would never sell my soul. I don't want to be white. They want that white. They want to be right next to this whiteness. Thinking they're gonna be like them. They're never gonna be like them. That's how special they are. The Cubans, the Mexicans that voted against their own damn interests. All the Latinas and Latinos. They sorry.
Well, is it possible that they just don't want people coming in here illegally? They want them to come in here the right way?
They don't want their own selves. They don't want their own selves coming in here illegally there, because everybody came in here illegally. This ain't nobody's land but the natives' land, and they're trying to kick their asses out.
What do you mean?
They're questioning their citizenship. Donald Trump is. Go to Google it.
They're questioning the citizenship of Native Americans.
Yes, they are.
I don't know. Has anybody else heard that?
Google it. It's free.
How could you?
Google it.
So if a Native American is not a citizen, where the hell are they going to go?
That's what I want to know. Where you going to go to?
I don't know. That seems weird. That doesn't. I don't know. I see a lot of folks in the comments are saying it's true. I need.
So what do you think? Well, now that's why I'm trying to tell the black people that voted for him. You're stupid because they're coming for your ass next. If they're gonna go after the Native Americans, and this is their home. Oh, well, they're coming something for everybody.
Now we've been talking, and you mentioned quite a bit about races and things like that. Is Trump trying to do? I mean, because you make it sound like his sole purpose is racially oriented. Is he trying to do anything else for America?
What do you think he's doing? Come on now.
Securing the border. He's supposed to be bringing down the economy, the price of groceries, the price of gas.
The tariffs gonna bring down the tariffs gonna bring down grocery prices. Seriously, he's going to war with our allies, for God's sake.
Well, he is pissing off a few people, but I don't know.
A few people. He wants to take over Greenland. He wants to. He renamed for God. Oh my God! For the love of God, he named the damn ocean.
You mean the Gulf of America?
Yeah, it's Gulf of America. Like what kind of special ed type of crap is that?
Well, he said it's ours.
It isn't ours.
No, I don't.
That ocean belongs to that ocean is international waters. See, that's how special these mofos are. But they believe in everything.
So before I gotta move it on, Grady, but I want to ask you this before I let you go. 4 more years. We got 4 years of Trump. Let's just
That's what I said. I pray to God a Big Mac takes him out. Because I don't think the United States is going to last for 4 years. He's doing everything. He's doing the Constitution. He's trying to take birthright citizenship away. He's doing everything against the Constitution and stuff. That's what I said. I say, Jesus, I'm a good Christian. Please get us a Big Mac and take him out.
Damn. All right, great gangster grandma, living up to your name. Good to have you back on. Appreciate you coming through.
Oh yeah, I miss your little wannabe say you blue all day, but you rocking that damn red one. What kind of shit is that? And look, they don't even like your bald headed ass, and you over here still trying to talk to them. I'll be real with you. How can you really talk to a maggot when they're going against everything against you? How can you honestly gotta talk to them?
So what you're saying is, hold on, hang on. So what you're saying is non-MAGA should not speak to MAGA.
We shouldn't. They're going against us.
How do you ever get unity if you don't speak to the other side?
Hey, let me tell you about unity. If they wanted unity, they wouldn't have brought that Chester Cheetah mofo head up in there. That little orange Jesus that they proclaim. They wouldn't have brought that in there. They brought trailer trash up in there. The Triple K, let's go, let's all come together, just do kumbaya. Fuck that. You going against me. You going against my folks.
Gangster grandma, thank you for coming through. Appreciate it.
You know what I did? I'll tell you one thing. I kicked my old man out. You know what he told me? He said, I'm going to go vote for Miss Harris. I said, oh, you are? You know what I did? I went a little scuba diving. You feel what I'm saying? I went in his phone. You know what he did? He voted for that damn trash. You know what I did? I set his shit on fire. I said, you get the fuck out of my house.
I gotta go. Wow. I can't. You burned the man. Oh, Jesus Christ. I gotta go. Grandma, I gotta go. Oh, my God. So, Jesus Christ. I don't want my guest to be admitted to crimes. I think what she was admitting to was somewhat of a crime. Certainly not a Trump fan there, but that's how the show is rated. Yeah! Jay Gar, appreciate the hat and mustache. And I see in the comments someone said this is actually how Trump won. I gotta actually turn up the lighting for my damn device here because I can read the comments as well. But okay, there we go. Look, I get what she said does not fall on deaf ears. She was very critical of me. Before I go back to the box, and by the way, tap the screen, get us up to about 15,000 on the likes. We can certainly make that happen. Tell her the people have spoken. We all got out and voted, and now you're going to have to deal with it. I think there's a lot of validity to that liberty or death that you're right. The people spoke. Trump is in there, and you just, regardless of how you feel about him, you're going to have to deal with it. I agree with that. But yeah, tap the screen, get the likes up to about 15,000. I need it to help out the algorithm. You know how the program is ran. It does bring in more MAGA, but liberals are welcome on the program as well. Love thy neighbor. Our fight is not against the flesh and blood. Be Christ-like. Unite. The devil is a liar, says Mary B. Well, your fight is against the flesh as long as you reside in the flesh. Until you have reached eternity What you do in the flesh is what you have to deal with. So your fight is against in the flesh. Why do you hate people you disagree with? Says it's too deep. There are people like that. I'm not one of them. I do not hate. Why, you couldn't run a show like this if you hated the people you disagreed with. I mean, if I hated the people I disagree with, you would hear me just lobbing insults, not taking their calls, not allowing them to speak. This is not that kind of program. For anybody who's been watching for any length of time, this is not that kind of program. I'll criticize, I'll accept criticism. That's how free speech works. But you don't get the name calling and the hatred here, at least not from the host. And even when some of my guests get a little bit out of hand, I don't talk down to my guests. You know how the program is, right? Yeah, one of the reasons he won is because everybody lied about him. And people are finding out, especially on YouTube, says Melissa Hart. I will say this. He is doing a lot of things he did not campaign on. I watched a lot of Trump rallies. I never heard him talking about taking over Greenland over the last year. This time last year, when he was already running for president, we weren't talking about acquiring Greenland. We weren't talking about Canada being the 51st state. We weren't discussing the Panama Canal. He was hinting about tariffs, but not as strong as they are now. So he's done things that he didn't run on. So there is a little bit of difference there. So looking in the, and that's gonna, I would assume there are some people that voted for Trump that did not know he was going to do this. Certainly with all of the firings, you got to assume a hell of a lot of FBI folks that he fired or he's going after. Some of them folks voted for Trump. There's no way in the hell I believe every liberal he fired voted for Kamala Harris. He's firing people that are MAGA. He's fired some Trump supporters. I'm certain of that. Real quick looking in the comments. What about all these plane crashes? I'm just gonna, until I see something otherwise, I'm gonna say shit happens. I don't think now I know Trump got on the airways and said something conspiratorial. I'm gonna listen to the NTSB. Those are the folks that are actually trained in what they're doing, got the background, and certainly they take time before they come to a conclusion. Trump's on TV like 18 hours later, blaming it on DEI and all of that. So I'm going back to the box, and we're going to talk about DEI, by the way. In addition to the good, the bad, the ugly, and I ask you guys to tap the screen. Get me on up to 15,000 so I can take this next caller. Y'all can make 15,000 likes happen, right? Tap the screen, show the program some love. It's free. I don't get a whole lot of support on the program, so show your boy some love. Tap the screen, get the likes up to about 15,000. We'll continue on. In regards to the plane crashes, like I said, I'm gonna go with the experts until I see otherwise. Until I see a reason to think otherwise. Not going to get the truth. Things are different. Listen to your gut. My gut ain't telling me anything different about the plane crashes. Not yet. My gut ain't telling me anything. I mean, we have plane crashes occasionally. They're very rare, but we do have them occasionally. Can I get 15,000 so I can take this caller? Tap the screen, get the likes up. DEI has nothing to do with anything. It's TJE incompetence of leadership. What does TJE mean there, baby Terrain? By the way, we're going to talk about, because Trump has already been mentioning DEI quite a bit. What the hell is he talking about? What does DEI mean to you? When you hear somebody say that person's a DEI hire, for instance, what the hell does that mean to you? Going to the box, Jason, I think that says Jason JS. Good evening, says my job, says Beauty. You think DEI means your job? Explain that. Jason, good evening. Jason, you're on mute.
Hey, handsome.
Yeah.
Good to be back on the program.
Good to have you back. DEI, what the hell does that mean to you?
So DEI, what it's supposed to be is kind of giving people who have had a harder chance to get towards inclusion, pretty much, of making sure people have the ability to do things. Well, the problem right now is the fact that, I think it works okay. I know the biggest benefactors of it are white women. So it's kind of interesting.
So you said it works okay. Trump is getting rid of it. Do you think he should keep it? Do you think it should stay around, or you agree with Trump, get rid of it?
Oh, let's just definitely get rid of it, 100%.
So what? How do you think the hiring attitude of this country would be without DEI?
I don't think it changes very much. I think it changes more on the bigger corporations, like a Microsoft, like a Google. They're the ones who kind of have hit these quotas, but for smaller, you know, city companies, won't change much.
So why do you think DEI came around to begin with?
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of the same thing with the NFL, how like they're forced to at least interview one black coach before they can interview anyone else.
Yeah, but that's
Kind
not
of
answering
same
it.
concept.
Yeah, but you're talking about now. I'm saying, why do you think DEI even came about to begin with?
Well, I mean, it's more of there are people who are qualified, who are POC, and then it just kind of makes sure that they can at least get in the door.
So what you're saying is POC, people of color. So you're saying people of color before DEI, even if they were qualified, could not get in the door.
In some places, yeah.
Okay. So if you remove DEI, is there any chance we would go back to that system?
Some companies, yes. Others, no.
Okay. So in other words, at least in some places, as you kind of mentioned with corporate America, you still probably do need to have some DEI.
Yeah, I'll say so.
Okay. So with Trump getting rid of DEI, then you're kind of admitting that by him doing that, he's going to cost some people of color some opportunities.
Yeah, I'll agree.
How should people of color view him for doing that?
I mean, now, unfavorably. I mean, most do, besides Latino men. Have we seen a recent election?
Say that again.
I mean, most people already look down on him for it. The only people who have been supportive of him, of POC, were, Latino men.
Yeah. Well, and does that make sense to you? I guess I would question if you're admitting that by getting rid of
absolutely not.
huh?
Absolutely not. It makes no sense.
So it makes no sense how he got the Latino vote.
Correct.
Yeah. Wow. Did you vote for Trump?
No, absolutely not.
Now you're not Latino. You're not a person of color, right?
I am.
Oh, you are. Okay, that's
I
what
am, yeah.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. That's what I was wondering because I'm thinking like if you're not a person of color, then you would benefit from this.
No, it's you're talking to a black man who went to a lot of Catholic private schools.
Okay.
So that's the education part of it coming in.
Right. Well, yeah, you definitely don't sound like you used to hang around the mean streets of Detroit nowhere. So, okay. So did you sit this one out or did you go with Kamala?
Well, Kamala.
Okay. What other? Because Trump, he wasn't really talking strongly about DEI. What about Trump outside of DEI led you not to vote for him? I mean, because some folks are saying the border wasn't secure and all of that. Why didn't you vote for Trump?
Biggest one, tariffs. I understand what that means, having a business. So, like, it makes total sense to me. And I think people don't understand as well with tariffs. If I am an American company and I know my competitors are more expensive than mine, I can raise my price as well.
So you do believe the tariffs are going to be bad for America?
Absolutely.
Why do you think so many Trump supporters, MAGA, think this is a good idea?
Because he said it's a good idea.
That's it?
That's it.
Doesn't matter what's the reality. If he says it's a good idea, therefore it shall be.
Well, there's been plenty of things we've heard from him that he says is truth, and we know it's a lie, and they just still believe it.
Examples?
Well, tariffs is one. DEI for this plane crash as well is another thing he said. And I agree. The plane crash, to me, the one in D.C. was purely human error. Because I've listened to the ATC, and they were asking, hey, do you see that plane in front of you? The answer was yes. There were two planes, one to the right, one to the left. One to the left was above them, one to the right was below them. So when
I want to say this. I don't want to say, I mean, it does sound like it's human error, but I don't want to. I want to give the NTSB a chance to do their job. I mean, it's been 2 days, 2-3 days, and people are already summing it up for them already.
No, they do their job. They'll take them a couple months to get initial, and then like their true like deep report, a couple years. But I mean, it makes sense with like aviation. I have my private license. Planes. We can't see a lot, especially those big planes like that. Like you can't see under you. So when you're above someone, you can't see.
Yeah, your field of vision.
If you're above them, they also can't see. So it's just like a perfect storm of issues.
Yeah, and that is true. Your field of vision in both aircraft is exactly like you said. Helicopters can see above and not. Well, helicopters some can see below too. It depends on how the glass is set up. But a Black Hawk, I don't think a Black Hawk can see as clear because I mean they do have a pretty big panel there. But airplanes, you're right. They certainly have a very limited field of view. So I can kind of see where you're going with that. Now, in regards to your statement about tariffs. I think it says Anthony 36 in the comments says tariffs have been around since 1789. Every administration has had tariffs. So he's suggesting that look, what Trump is doing is only normal. What say you?
So tariffs are a great tool to use in limited capacity. When you do a blanket tariff, that's where it causes problems.
Well, he didn't do it. What do you mean on every product? In other words,
Yeah, from what I've heard so far, he did a blanket tariff on everything.
yeah,
25% in Canada and Mexico, besides oil from Canada, which is the 10%.
yeah. And is that the one the tariffs in China? Are they the same way? Are they blanket as well?
I believe those were blanket, and those are only 10%.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you certainly don't see the price of eggs or the price of goods and services in this country dropping anytime soon.
No, and then why would they ever drop? Because once we get used to prices, if I'm a corporation, I know that you're paying for it regardless. I'm keeping the price the same. It only makes sense.
So you don't see where Trump is going to do anything beneficial economic for this country at all.
Nope. I mean, you look at Goldman Sachs and a lot of the guys on Wall Street, they're actually betting against the market to crash.
4 more years. What do you think?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, me and my fiance are actually looking to leave the States and go to Canada.
You actually are considering leaving America
Yep.
and moving to the 51st state?
That would be great. I love that idea because they're going to add 40 million
Yeah.
liberals to the country.
Yeah. No, and I said the same thing that if we made Canada the 51st state, it would be the most powerful state in the union, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and even to break them up, then you're going to have, I can remember how many provinces.
Multiple
7?
provinces, yeah, like 7 provinces and territories.
So yes, now you're adding 7 states that are all liberal.
Are all of them that way?
Yeah, for the most part. Like Bernie Sanders is considered slightly left in Canada.
Wow. I don't know, but you throw the racial dynamic in there. Sometimes people might be okay with social programs and things like that until they find out certain people are qualified for it, and then all of a sudden they change their mind. Canada doesn't have a lot of diversity because there were rumors that in this country, a lot of social programs that we are against today, we used to favor them until minorities had opportunities to get them as well. So Canada could change if they become the 51st state.
Maybe. I don't know. Like Toronto itself is extremely diverse.
Yes, yes, it is.
It's as I say diverse as Chicago, and Chicago. I mean, maybe it could be true. I know some people just don't like it, but I think also too is when you're conditioned to have healthcare where you're not spending $3,000 for an ambulance ride. I think it's hard to go back.
Yeah, I definitely think that once you've gotten universal health care, even if it's poor universal health care, it's still better than nothing at all. So I would agree with you. It would be very difficult, very unfavorable to go in reverse.
Yeah.
So appreciate it. All right, well, I'll go ahead and move it on. I don't think I hear too much outrageous there. Jason, thanks for coming through.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Good talk. All right, moving on with the program. I would like to hear somebody on the other side. I'm just curious. Certainly from a DEI perspective, certainly from the tariffs. But looking in the comments, more conservatives in Canada than y'all believe. And that's what I think that if you start adding, because Canada in the upper territories and all of that, not a lot of diversity up there. I get what he said about Toronto or maybe Vancouver, some of the extremely southern areas, Montreal, but you get up north up there, it's probably all one way of thinking. And if all of a sudden they got to be competing with the thought process of Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York, you might start seeing a lot more folks go further to the right. So I do understand what you're getting at. Real quick in the comments, DEI equals bad black woman America, good white man Trump, MAGA ain't shit. Wait a minute. Let me read that again. Will says DEI equals bad. Black/woman. America equals good. White man / Trump / MAGA. And then, of course, he ends it by saying Trump ain't shit, the signature statement. I've said before in the program myself, generally when you hear the term DEI, it does seem to be a black person orbiting around that conversation. Occasionally it's about a woman, a person of color, somebody who's disabled. But in recent times, it tends to be a person of color, usually a black person. That is what I'm starting to, that's the way my analysis is starting to be on it. But I'm asking, like, for instance, what does it mean to you? And I'd be curious to know, why do you think Trump brought it up in regards to the plane crash? Going back to the box, what does that say? I didn't see what this, something, stay on code, and I don't know what you're saying there. FBA, stay on code and stand on business. Okay, let's buy eastern half of Canada. Okay, tap the screen. Let's do that. Get us on up to 30,000. I would be okay with tariffs if they do away with federal taxes. If not, I'm not down. Well, I think that's kind of the goal, because Trump said if we impose tariffs, it'll make us rich and things like that. But it's almost as if he expects to impose tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada without any kind of recourse. There's going to be responses to that. Little Miyagi, yeah, appreciate the hat mustache. Thank you guys that are supporting the program. Going back to the box, and it is indeed the one and only Little Miyagi. Good evening, welcome to the. Oh, wait a minute, I hit on MAGA Reacts. Good evening, MAGA Reacts.
What's going on?
You the person I would like to talk to. You're MAGA. What the hell does DEI mean to you?
DEI, like, I see affirmative action, that was like about race. DEI has to do way more than race. You have to be not only a different race, but LGBTQ, X, Y, Z. You have to be like
Can a black man be DEI? Can a black man be DEI?
Honestly, not anymore. I really don't think so. Unless he's also gay or lesbian or something, or trans. I don't think it applies to black men anymore.
Okay.
I really think you also have to be gay or something else, or disabled or something.
So why did Trump bring up DEI in relation to this plane crash? And he brought it up a lot.
Well, the air traffic controllers, which a lot of my friends are air traffic controllers, they don't have enough people. And what he's saying is because their hiring is DEI, they limited the pool, and that's why they're having problems recruiting, because they're not hiring white people. So, and they don't have enough DEI hires to hire. So he's saying
they can't
just hire anybody.
So what you're basically saying is that the only people they are hiring are DEI candidates.
Yeah, because that's Trump's. I'm not saying that because all my air traffic controller friends are pretty much all white. I don't think
So he might be lying.
Never mind. No, I take that back. They're not white. Sorry. They look white, but one of them is Spanish and one of them... it's Miami. It's hard to tell who's white and who's multicultural and everything.
Yeah, but you basically...
Now that I think about it, they're not white.
Yeah, but you gave me your definition. You know, you have to be LGBT and all this stuff. You're telling me the entire ATC is nothing but that? Gay people and women and all, there's no straight white males working for air traffic control?
Again, I just know my little corner of it, and they're pretty diverse down here in Miami, but everything's diverse in Miami. But I don't know how DC is, but I'm just telling you what Trump is saying. I don't agree with it. I don't have enough details to agree with it or not agree with it. I'm just
okay, I get that you don't have enough details, neither do I, but I'm going to ask you a similar question. Do you believe what he's saying is true?
I don't know. I mean, the ATC, they're saying they're shorthanded. And if they were limiting how many people, like if they were limiting who they hired using DEI, that would explain it. But I don't think it's true. I think he's just, it's just rhetoric.
Yeah, but people are dead.
It's like probably partially true. It's probably partially true. They probably could have had a lot more people if they didn't really care about DEI and just hired whoever is qualified, I think they would have had a lot more people. I mean, it has to be true because if you're limiting who you're hiring in any way, even if the limitation wasn't DEI, it was something else, it still would have caused that problem, them being shorthanded.
Yeah, but MAGA reacts. People are dead. I mean, why would he? Even you're admitting that it might not be true. How does this make him look to take out a time when they haven't even? I mean, there's 30 people still in the plane right now. There's still, I think there's a couple dozen at least that are still inside the plane. Their bodies are still in there, bloating and everything. And he's out here saying this
This
stuff.
is where I agree with you 100%. He was completely insensitive and a little. He was completely insensitive. I don't know what else to describe it.
Yeah.
No, he should have. The problem with Trump is just he just speaks whatever's on his mind. I mean, it's his downfall. It's his,
I mean, also too.
It's his superpower, but it's also his kryptonite.
Yeah, because I mean, you got 3 service personnel that have lost their lives to this country. He's already blamed them for the accident and everything. I mean, like, how are their families supposed to view this?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree with him on that though. Like, maybe the plane didn't have a good view of the helicopter, even though they looked like on the same level. The helicopter should have seen that airplane. Like, it wasn't like cloudy. It wasn't going.
Yeah, but what if it's outside? Like what but like my last caller said, what if the plane was outside of his field of view?
I was watching a video. There's a video from like a couple.
You're not about to say what I think you're about to say. You're not about to say you could tell in the dark.
No. I was just watching a video of some people flying. There's a bunch of YouTubers. You know Diesel Dave? He's this YouTuber. He owns a Black Hawk.
Okay.
And he was taking a bunch of other YouTubers on rides with it in the snow and whatever. And that thing has a lot of windows. That's not like a low visibility helicopter.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't mean the thing isn't coming. Okay, the plane. I don't know what the stall speed of that CRJ is, but it's got to be at least 120 miles an hour or more. So it's coming at you at that speed. I don't know how fast the Black Hawk was moving. I don't know how out, because I said outside of his field of view, it got a lot of windows, but there are still blind spots. How can you just assume they would have seen it?
I don't know. It just it wasn't. I just agree with him on that. I don't know the actual facts if they actually were able to see him or not.
Should he have waited till the investigation was complete and their bodies were returned to the parents before saying that?
But by then, if you'd be insensitive for bringing it up after the fact. I mean, I think he's fucked up.
Insensitive to who?
Now I'll talk about it later.
Insensitive to who?
To the same people, like bringing up the helicopter crash after they mourned and everything's done. If he
No, you would say.
Look, I don't know why you get me like answering these weird questions. I don't know the answers to these things. You get me in trouble every time. Like I'm trying to defend him on this. I'm not trying to defend him on this.
It's not a weird question though. This is.
I'm trying to tell you what's on his mind and how I would do it, but I'm not trying to defend him in any of this.
Okay,
he's wrong for bringing it up. Maybe there's no good time for it. I don't think there is.
Okay, what do you think of What do you think of the tariffs?
The tariffs is just a tax, and the way I see it is Trump's trying to tax people who get their shit from overseas instead of taxing Americans. So like the fucking Democrats, they're gonna raise the corporate tax, and that raise in the corporate tax would have been way more than these tariffs. And if Trump both does the tariffs and reduces the corporate taxes, then all he's doing is instead of taxing everybody, he only is taxing the people that bring their shit from overseas. So he's giving a tax cut to people who do their business here in America, and he's taxing people that are bringing their shit from overseas.
Do you realize that? There's a lot of things we purchase in America that you cannot get if you only buy it from American labor. So let's say you wanted a brand new TV. How many options do you have if you got to get an American TV with American parts?
But listen, if that company, instead of paying $10 on tax, they pay $10 on tariffs, their cost is still the same. So the TV shouldn't go up in price. You get what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Because I think that's Trump's plan.
Wait, say that again?
When a company sells their product, they pay a tax on it, right? It's a corporate tax on profit or whatever.
So he's going to give them a 25% corporate tax.
Well, it's not. It doesn't calculate to be the same, but he's basically going to give them. Let's just say with a TV that's worth like $1,000, instead of the company paying $100 in taxes, they're going to pay $100 in tariffs. And I think that's his goal, to reduce taxes for American businesses, and then charge anyone the money that he's saving, that you're saving on corporate taxes, you'll pay in tariffs if you get your shit from overseas. But if you're an American company and you have all your shit in America, you'll just get the discount and you'll get the help. But
And how so all of the American companies that sell products in Canada, in China, in Mexico, what's going to happen to them?
I mean, hopefully the money they save on corporate tax outweighs the business they'll lose. And that's on Canada to charge us taxes. I mean, if Canada wants to charge their citizens more taxes, I don't think the Canadians are going to like that, because they already get charged a ton of taxes. We don't.
So you would admit then there's a good possibility that if you're an American company and you do business with customers in those countries, it may hurt you.
I mean, it depends. Like I said, because in the end, the Democrats are right about things. In the end, the Democrats are right about one thing. The customer pays the taxes. Canada is not going to pay the taxes. We're going to pay the taxes.
Right.
But hopefully, these corporations don't play dumb and realize that the money they're saving on corporate tax, they're paying in import tax instead. Because that's what Trump's been saying, right? I don't want to charge taxes. I'm just going to charge import tax instead.
I mean, he said I don't want to charge.
That's his plan overall.
Yeah, he said I don't want to charge taxes, but we all know a tariff is essentially an increase in price to the customer. So you're going to pay. You're going to pay more, at least in the beginning, for certain. I don't know if he has all of the bugs ironed out the way you're saying, but I mean, on the interim, it's going to go. Things are going to go up in price.
I mean, the Democrats were going to raise the corporate tax anyway, so it's just, I think we're getting the same effect.
I thought we voted the Democrats out. Wait, hold on. I thought we voted the Democrats out to make stuff go down in price.
Well, he's doing that in other ways by increasing oil production and reducing the cost of energy, which reduces the cost of everything. I mean, listen, I just bought a steak today, a T-bone steak for $13. You know when was the last time I bought a T-bone steak for $13? It's been in like the 30s or 40s the last couple of years.
So what has Trump done? What has Trump done in 10 days to bring down the price of steak?
Maybe just his rhetoric alone. Maybe the telling.
Maybe the freshness date on your steak. What date did that steak expire?
I just got it today.
Yeah, but that don't mean shit. They make when it's getting close to the end of the freshness date.
I'm just giving you an anecdote here. It might be just a random sale.
Yeah, I think you just got lucky.
It was like $40 and above.
Yeah, I would be curious to know.
Everything else,
go ahead.
It looks fresh. It's Publix. Publix usually has good quality.
Well, no, that ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let's say a steak expires in 2 days. Towards the end of its expiration date, they bring the price down because they know they need to sell it real quick. Otherwise, nobody's going to buy it. It'll just sit there.
And I'm probably going to cook it really quick just in case.
Yeah, you got a steak that's about to go bad. It got to do with Trump. Got something to do with the calendar.
Hey, like I said, we'll see. But you're right.
You ain't buying no 30.
But I didn't check the price of eggs because I already have plenty of eggs. So I'll check that next time.
So if you had to give them a letter grade, A, B, C, D, or F, what are you giving them so far?
Like a B plus. Because he's still fucking up with that whole thing where he tried to stop all the money going out, but he was very unclear about it, and it caused a lot of confusion for no reason. And he needs to control his rhetoric. I know it helps him out on a lot of shit, but he needs to really control the negative rhetoric.
You okay with him firing everybody like this?
Yeah, I mean that's what we wanted. We wanted reduction in government. Hopefully these people get repurposed into something else. But yeah, we want a reduction in government. We don't want people just sitting around doing nothing and getting paid for it, especially when they're working at home and you don't know what the hell they're actually doing.
Yeah. And you feel confident that all these people he firing they were just of no value?
I mean, yeah. If the problem is with government is once you create a job, you can't get rid of it when it's obsolete. It takes a lot to get rid of these jobs sometimes. This government is not efficient because when they fuck up, they don't go out of business. They stay in business forever. That's the problem with government. Like when I start, when a job of mine is not making me money, I eventually get rid of the person. But the government doesn't have to do that because they don't have to be profitable, and they're not profitable. I mean, it's the problem with government. It doesn't have like a way to eliminate. It can't go bankrupt. That is like it can't go out of business because they're doing a bad job, and that's the problem. So how do you know?
Now, before moving,
How do they get rid of these jobs? How do they get rid of these jobs when they're obsolete?
well, you transfer them.
Well, hopefully they find him new jobs, something that's more useful.
Because my guess is some of the people he firing voted for him. They literally voted themselves out of a job.
Yeah, I mean, the first year I think my taxes increased, but the second year they went down with him. When in the last what's it called? In the 2000,
The last quarter?
2016 to the last time he was president, not this time.
Okay. That always last administration. All right, well, so you gave him a B, so you're happy so far.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff we have to wait and see the results. Like, that's the other, like, my whole thing with the Democrats. They kept saying, what bills did he pass? Like, every time I debate a Democrat online, he's like, Trump never passed any good bills or any of that. Like, it was all about what bills did he pass? What bills did he pass? That's not how Trump works. Trump works in executive orders and actually doing deals with actual people. And, he's an active president. He's not, like, all Biden did was legislation. Like, all his accomplishments, legislation.
Wait,
Like,
Trump has passed 200 executive orders already. You're talking about legislation.
That's what I'm talking about. Biden's all legislation, and Trump isn't. Like, this was an argument I got with Democrats when I argue with them. They're like, Biden passed no bills. Trump passed no bills. Like, what bills, what policy did Trump pass that you're voting for him? That was always their argument. And I was like, yeah, like, Trump's not a legislative president. He sits there and uses the executive power and actual power of the president to do his job, which is what he's supposed to do.
But why would he and I heard you said you were concerned with this, but just give me your humble opinion. Why would he cut off all federal aid to everything?
Well, it wasn't everything. It was only supposed to be like the extra programs.
Originally, it was everything. It became super unpopular, and they started slowly but surely backtracking, but originally it was everything.
Well, let me give you my example of why I think he did it. And again, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just telling you, whenever my bank account starts to go crazy and starts to, like, when I'm spending too much money and I don't know where the fuck's money's going, what I used to do was cancel the credit card or close the account and open a fresh account and slowly, like, enable the shit I need and not enable the shit I don't need. So I would turn off my credit card or turn off my bank account and then, then slowly turn back the shit I use. Like, if I don't use Netflix anymore, I don't turn Netflix.
Yeah, but these are, wait, hold on, Maga, these are people's lives. And Jessica, appreciate the graphic. Thank you for the support. Thank you, Jessica. These are people's lives, Maga. You can't turn them off like a Netflix account. There are people out there, if you halt their finances up even for a few hours, shit starts going south immediately. This ain't a Netflix account. These are people's lives.
And that's why, listen, what I've told you several times with Trump, the reason I like him is when he makes a mistake like this, he'll quickly correct it.
I can't believe you just said that.
But he always does this. He'll make a mistake or he'll try something out, and if it doesn't work, he'll go back on it. He's not stuck. He's got no, like...
So he's going to go back on his DEI shit.
Well, no. Why would he go back on DEI?
Because he made a mistake. Because he made a mistake, as you just indicated.
No, we're talking about funding the federal government.
Oh, so he don't always go back on it.
Well, the DEI shit, there's no reason to go back on it. Why go? I mean, you're conflating the two.
There's no reason to go back on. So wait. There's no reason to go back on something that you admit you don't even think is true.
So, hold on. I'm talking about not true when it comes to the ATC, the air traffic controllers.
He got on
I think
TV
it's
and
true
said
in
that
other parts.
accident. Hold on. He got on TV and said that accident was DEI related. You admitted you don't think that's true.
Yeah, but that's rhetoric. That's not policy. That's
People's
not like an
lives.
executive order.
Maga, that's people's lives.
That's still just rhetoric, and it's still rhetoric. I don't know what to tell you. It's rhetoric. Those people, it's not going to bring those people back to life.
So if you say shitty stuff about people that are dead and grieving because it's rhetoric, you should just leave it like that.
Well, it's not about the people who are dead or grieving. It's about the air traffic controllers and why they're understaffed. What does that have to do with the people that passed away?
All right.
This has to do with why were these people understaffed? Why didn't they have enough people working there? And even if it wasn't, any limitation to hiring is not going to help you be fully staffed.
Yeah, and the notion is that they were understaffed because they're discriminating against white men. That's what he's saying.
I mean, and it's not just white; it could be black too. You got to realize when you do DEI, especially with the LGBTQ and all the other requirements, you're narrowing down to 1% of the population, because only 1%.
I'd be curious to know how many gay people are working for the air traffic control. I don't think you got this right at all. I don't think that they're only specifically hiring LGBTQ and midgets and disabled people. You make it sound like if you go up in there, it looks like a zoo.
I'm talking about in any situation where you don't have enough people, there should be you shouldn't be doing DEI. You shouldn't be doing any kind of employment. You should be hiring whoever is qualified, and that's it. Especially if you have a shortage. You shouldn't be picky.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I don't believe that's actually happening. I believe Trump's making that shit up. I gotta move it on. I'll give you the last word.
And no, I'm with you. It's probably not. I mean, I don't know if it's happening or not. I'm just saying DEI in general. It limits to how many people you could pick from, and any kind of limitation like that is both discriminatory and it's just not going to help you find the best in it. You're going to be shorthanded if you're very. It's like me. I'm very picky with women, and I've been single for a very long time. So I was less picky. If I didn't DEI all my women, I would be.
Before I'm moving on, I'm just going to give you a phrase we used to say back in the day. Some pussy's better than no pussy. I gotta move it on though, man. Appreciate it. Okay. Wow. Okay, let me tap the screen. You guys know what we trying to do here. Get your boy up to about 35,000 likes. And don't be so piggy with the broads. Thank you, Big Rooster, for the support. Appreciate that. Big Rooster Show. Continuing on with the show, Will G. Trump says the United States was at its richest in 1890 through tariffs, but we only had roughly 40 million people in that year, mind you. Those same tariffs led to the Great Depression because people got greedy. Now, I think, even though you certainly would not be the viewer, Will G, to agree with what MAGA Reacts is saying, but I think one of them said something similar. No, it wasn't MAGA. It was a caller before him that made a good point that once people get accustomed to paying more and the corporations know that they can get that out of you, doesn't matter what's going on with the tariffs, they're going to keep the prices high. If for some reason something caused them to have to charge you $4 for a carton of eggs, or a dozen of eggs rather, let's say a dozen, right now a dozen of eggs is about $5 or some crazy shit. If people start regularly buying eggs at $5 a dozen, even if they remove what caused the prices to go up, the corporate heads are gonna say, we've already realized they're willing to pay $5. Why not leave it that way? Or how about we lower it by 50 cents and tell them they're discounted? They're gonna keep it going that way. $10, really? DJ Elizabeth, $10 for a dozen of eggs? Damn. Really? $10? Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. $10 in Cali. Well, Cali also, too, is just going to be higher for everything anyway, but $10. Stevie D. Shout out to you for the sunshine. Thank you very much, Stevie D. Will says, MAGA really does not know what a tariff is. MAGA really ain't shit. Jeez. Says MAGA really ain't shit. It is taxing on American people. And do you really believe companies will come back to the States after making a killing overseas? I don't think the goal of Trump's tariffs are going to happen overnight, which sounds like the goal is to get jobs to come back to America. No, I don't. I agree with you, Will. I don't. If the companies are making a killing overseas, I think at the very least they're going to attempt to outlast Trump. They're going to look at it like, look, he's only going to be in office for 4 years. If they can make a killing overseas, they're not going to be in a rush to bring jobs back to America. Yeah, was that Lily? Little Miyagi? Appreciate that. Thank you for the head mustache. No, I don't think they would rush to bring jobs back to the United States. They would try to outlast Trump. So, because if you bring jobs back to the United States, you got to deal with U.S. labor laws, U.S. salaries, and things like that. And of course, keep in mind the liberals want salaries to keep increasing. The right tends to believe in the free market and all that. They're not really big fans of increasing wages by force. But eventually, there's going to be a liberal government. So why would you want to bring your business from China over to America and deal with a bunch of employees that expect to have rights and labor laws defending them when you can keep it in the Philippines or in China somewhere? So my guess is the corporations would try to outlast Trump. So no, I don't think they would leave where they're making a killing. MAGA is truly delusional, says Will. I think that I think that there's some validity to that. I think some folks are just not well versed on how tariffs work. And it could be something like the second coming of Christ. No matter how long it takes, well, eventually it's going to work out. Eventually, things are going to go the way he's saying. Could be something like that. But no, I do believe that in the interim, we're going to be paying what he's taxing those companies, or taxing those countries. 25% tax, your shit's going to go up probably something comparable. 10% tax on China, your shit's going to probably go up something comparable. And as I mentioned with my last caller, before I go back to the box and get us up to about 40,000 on the likes, we can make that happen if you show the program some love, let your thumbs not be lazy. What I also mentioned is that there are a lot of American corporations. Michael, yeah, appreciate that. Thank you, folks. Don't normally get this. Thank you, appreciate it. Because I don't think TikTok is going to be around for long. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But thank you, Mike, for the support. But one of the other things I was going to say is that there are plenty of companies in this country that have a hell of a lot of customers overseas. Coca-Cola, for instance, that's a popular beverage worldwide. What if the Chinese return those tariffs, that's probably going to hurt Coca-Cola and a lot of other products. So I mean, people are going to get hurt behind this. Americans are going to, everybody ain't going to benefit from it, which is what Trump is kind of leading folks to believe. There's going to be people that are going to hurt from it. Looking in the comments, Google eggs in Cali. That's crazy. Greedy corporations is why America is in this condition. You got my vote. Trump fired them. Yeah, Trump, that's what I don't, MAGA React supports all the firings. I don't know. To me, it seems like he's on a firing spree, firing everybody that was involved in prosecuting anybody from January 6th. Now, I'm critical of that because even if you think some people were over-prosecuted, there's clearly criminals that day. There are clearly people on January 6th that committed crimes. Why should the prosecutors who were just doing their job get fired for that shit? And I'm talking about some of the low-level prosecutors, not Jack Smith. Some of the low-level people he's firing. They're just doing their job. For all we know, somebody just handed them a case and said, this is your job to prosecute this. Why are they getting fired? To me, that seems a bit cruel. But yeah, I mean, there's absolutely people on January 6th that committed crimes. Why should people get fired for prosecuting them? January 6th will come back. Will be prosecuted at the state level. Well, January 6th, you can't get them at the state level. They were in D.C. Lisa Ellis says because it's political. Okay, so if a Democrat smashes into a Republican party or something like that. Doesn't matter if it's politics or not. If you got a person on TV clearly committing a crime, you don't let him off. He's clearly on TV committing a crime. I don't see how it's political means that their whole record should be wiped clear of them caught on video committing a crime. To me, that seems like that's weaponizing the DOJ, in my opinion. I'm gonna weaponize the DOJ to get my people off. This says Miyagi. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Miyagi,
Hello.
good evening.
Yep.
Good karate still inside. So, what do you think? You think the tariffs are going to be beneficial to Americans?
Danielson, I'm not sure.
So why is he doing it?
I'm in question about tariffs. He's doing it for a power play political move. You know, he wants to force their hand. And he thinks that he is more aggressive, higher up. America is great, or the greatest power.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say I'm going to do this to you, you will negotiate with me.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a lot of success at doing that. Now, go ahead.
And that's what he did with China in his last presidency. As he said, I'm putting these tariffs on you, and they did negotiate. But now he thinks he can do it with every country.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did vote for Trump. I am a Trump supporter. I am independent, but I lean more right. So as far as tariffs go, I think he could be pushing it a little too far, especially with Canada.
Yeah. With our allies.
Yeah, Canada's been decent to us.
Bro, he says they've been taking advantage of us.
They are somewhat, but at the same time, I think his ego is getting in the way a little bit.
Wow. Hey, tell you got something on in the background? It's kind of overtaking you.
Oh, sure. Turn your phone off. That's my wife.
Oh, damn.
Watching other TikToks.
I didn't mean to. Okay, so you do think he's getting out of hand at least a little bit?
Yeah, I think he's really walking a fine line, and he needs to watch it.
And on day 10, already that soon.
But I think he came into this whole thing as gung-ho. You know, I didn't do it last time. I'm going to just jump forward, do everything. You know, I'm the boss now. You know, I think he needs to step down the ego a little bit and talk to people more, maybe.
You think there's any chance of him doing that?
That's the only part that worries me.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about Trump. I don't think there's any chance at all in hell of him actually doing something. I mean, that's not his forte.
So when I jumped in, you were talking about the DEI stuff.
Yeah, what does that mean to you? Go ahead.
I want to touch on that because diversity, I think.
Hold on, real quick, one second. I'm gonna let you continue, but real quick, for my YouTube horizontal, I'm going to switch so I can start Instagram up. You're going to be down for about 30 seconds. Go ahead.